Sergeant Bo Birkendahl avoids jail time after a military judge hands down his sentence today. I'm Chris Arnold. Thank you for joining us. 8 years ago, Sergeant Bo Birkendahl walked away from his post in Afghanistan only to be captured by the Taliban. He walked out of a North Carolina courtroom a free man today. Birkendahl pleaded guilty to endangering his comrades and was fined, reduced in rank to E1, and dishonorably discharged, but received no prison time. As part of the sentence, Birkendahl will forfeit his pay of $1,000 per month for 10 months. In Washington today, President Trump left this morning for a 12-day tour in Asia, where the increasing tensions with North Korea are certain to be the central topic of his trip. NBC's Matt Bradley reports from London.
Well, depending on how you see it, you could see this trip as a good moment for President Trump to finally separate himself from.
And it's that time again already, the annual fall ritual of turning back your clocks by 1 hour. Daylight savings time is ending and it's back to standard time for most people in the United States. The change comes at Sunday morning and the shift moves 1 hour of daylight to the morning from the evening. Residents of Hawaii, most of Arizona, and some U.S. territories won't need to fiddle with their clocks because those places don't observe daylight saving time. As we fall back an hour, there's an increase of risk on the road. The Kansas Department of Transportation says most crashes in Kansas happen in November. Potential challenges include an increased sun glare during the morning commute, plus a dark commute heading home from work. Transportation officials also say the changes in light and how a person's body reacts to it creates the potential for drowsy drivers.
In fact, in Kansas last year, more than 1,000 traffic crashes were caused by drivers who were either drowsy or fell asleep.
Stewart says more than half of those drivers didn't experience any symptoms before falling asleep at the wheel. We'll have tips to avoid potential crashes on our website at ksn.com. Now, the next time you're driving in downtown Wichita, you may not see police officers on the streets, but they are watching you. Wichita police are now using cameras in Old Town to watch for traffic violations. The cameras are controlled from City Hall. When police see a violation, a patrol officer is dispatched to write a ticket. Fire investigators are continuing to investigate what caused an East Wichita restaurant to go up in flames Wednesday morning. Right now, police say the investigation is being hampered by unsafe conditions of the building, and some areas severely damaged by the fire aren't safe for investigators. Police say they are using drones and ladders to help in the investigation. Now, some are questioning if there's a racial motive behind the fire after the words saying "go back" were found scrawled on an inside wall of the restaurant.
It's suspicious. It seems like someone is doing it to get the personal revenge or something like that.
Investigators say they aren't sure if the words are connected to the fire. The State Fire Marshal's Office and the ATF are investigating. Wichita fire investigators say a flash fire created by gas and a work lamp was the cause of a fire that sent a father and son to the hospital. Police say the fire broke out in a garage located in the 600 block of North Terrace about 7:30 last night. Investigators say the two victims were working on a vehicle's fuel tank when they dropped it next to a halogen work light. That's when investigators say a flash fire created by the heat of the lamp burned both victims on their hands, arms, and elbows. They were taken to the hospital and are listed to be in critical condition. Both the garage and the car are destroyed. And in Reno County, one man was killed as his home was engulfed in flames. The fire broke out about 8:30 Thursday morning in the 900 block of North Dean Road, about 4 miles west of Hutchinson. Fire officials say part of the roof collapsed into the house. The victim was an elderly man who lived in the home alone. The State Fire Marshal's Office is investigating. The Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office is still on the hunt for a man suspected of killing a 40-year-old woman and leaving her body on the side of a road in a sparsely populated area. The Sedgwick County Sheriff's deputies are looking for this man, 40-year-old Darnell Coleman. Coleman is wanted in connection to the murder of 40-year-old Tamsin Kaiser. Coleman is 6'1" and weighs 190 pounds. Police believe he left her body in the 10,000 block of South Meridian. The Sheriff's Office considers Coleman to be armed and dangerous. If you know or have seen Coleman, you are asked to contact authorities immediately. In news across Kansas, a quarter-cent sales tax has been in place in Hutchinson since 1993, and it has passed every time it has been on the ballot ever since. This Tuesday, Hutchinson voters will decide whether or not to renew that sales tax for another 5 years. Mimi Meredith is the Vice President of Development for the Cosmosphere in Hutchinson. Now we're told the last time the sales tax in Hutch was up for a vote was in 2012. 72% of voters chose to keep that tax in place. Now if it is renewed on Tuesday, it keeps the sales tax in place for another 5 years, beginning in 2019. Now the boil water advisory for the town of Attica in Harper County has been rescinded. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment issued the advisory last Tuesday because of a loss of pressure. Wichita's Douglas Avenue is a finalist for the Greatest Places in America award. The award is given by the American Planning Association, honoring cities where planning has resulted in a better community. Wichita faces off against Golden, Colorado, Rochester, New York, Des Moines, Iowa, and Greenville, South Carolina. Now you can vote for Wichita by going to planning.org/greatplaces/People's Choice. It's there on your screen. Voting ends on the 7th and the winner will be named on November 8th. Now some signs of bullying are obvious, but more time online gives kids more exposure to negative feedback that can go unseen. Find out how one school district is trying to guard against that coming up.